Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Kalsamrit podcast. This podcast, we've got a sponsor, and it's Keith White Photography. So thank you, Keith, for being super awesome and sponsoring this. And I know the boys have somewhere to be after this because they're getting their pictures taken. Woo! And aren't you boys pretty? Isn't that nice? And who do I got with me? I've got Logan and Riley, and Logan Gamsby Riley Foden. For those who don't know, I just named their first names because they really are stars at this gym. You guys are pretty young to be stars. You're not even shaven yet, but hey, that's cool. Whatever. You both beat me up. So say what's up, boys.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
Right on. And of course, with me is Crew Brendan Kalijundic, my boy.
Hello, everybody.
Crew B's always hanging out and always good to have on the show. So let's start off right. You guys were both in IFMA in Turkey. And Logan got the gold medal with a 3-0 record. Riley, now you were in the adult one for this too, weren't you?
Yes, I competed in the adult one in the summer.
As a 17-year-old?
Yeah.
Just mind-blowing. Riley got the silver medal at 3-1. And so let's start off first. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
What is IFMA?
Well, IFMA's like high as you can go as an amateur. It's probably one of the best tournaments I've ever been to.
Yeah?
So IFMA, for anybody that follows it, IFMA is like the Olympics of Muay Thai. It's the International Federation of Muay Thai Amateur. But you have pros. Pros are competing in this event at the highest level. And with Muay Thai now becoming an Olympic sport in 2024, you will see Muay Thai in the Olympics in 2024, and IFMA right now is the Olympics for our sport. So that's just a little background on what IFMA is for everybody listening.
And so this one more question for you, Crew B, because I know this is going to be becoming an Olympic sport. So could this be like a preview for the Olympics, not just our boys at that show, but the other countries that they competed against?
Oh, absolutely it is. And I think like right now, like you see these kids, if they're winning golds or silver, and I think like, you know, if I look back at Riley, like how many times have you fought at IFMA now?
Over 10 times for sure.
Yeah, so like I think Riley's fought there a total. So like you got to think like his record at IFMA, I think is like I'm gonna guess 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 9-2 or something like that.
Wow.
And you know this is the Olympic level. So we don't necessarily have Olympics right now for it, but like if you're winning gold at IFMA, you're pretty much considered a gold medal Olympian in our sport.
And this is going to be it's going to be a demonstration sport in the Summer Olympics.
Yeah, so the Olympic sanctioning bodies wanted to see how well run and organized we could make the sport of Muay Thai, and IFMA was the organization that did that. And it's like you're seeing all these countries come, a very well organized sport, and it's got its credentials now to become an Olympic sport. So with Riley putting his name out there, I think he was just he was all over social media now, being recognized as one of the top 5 fighters to watch out for under 20
in the world.
In the world. So I think being on the radar there, when it does come time to have somebody represent our country, these two guys are going to be in the running, having that international experience, right? So I think by 2024, how old are you going to be?
2024, 22.
22.
Like
I got
fine.
stuff in my fridge older than that. You got lots of time. Lots of time. All right, so we found out what IFMA was. Now I'm going to start with Logan. Logan, how old are you now?
I'm 14.
You're 14. And Logan, he's grown like 6 inches since I last saw him like a few months ago, which is mind-blowing. How many fights have you had?
I've had about 14, I think. 14,
and that's not including house fights, right? That's like sanctioned events. And then you've won belts at IFMA. Have you done any other?
Yeah, I've done TBA a couple times, and I think I've done like IKF and Waco a few times too.
Now, TBA, that's the one that's in Iowa?
Yeah.
Yeah? That's a very prestigious tournament as well, is it not?
Yeah.
And Riley, how old are you now?
17, turning 18 in
okay.
about 2 weeks.
How many fights have you had?
Just under 50, if not 50.
Wow. You're on pace to like cover Jovan. That's really impressive. You've had just under 50 fights.
Yep.
And what's your record?
Honestly, couldn't tell you. I think I have 3 or 4 losses.
Wow. Oh, that's awesome. I guess that says a lot for how you guys train. You guys are both very well represented here at the gym, and you represent us as a member of this gym. It's awesome that you guys are members and going out there kicking ass and taking names, because I've been announcing a lot of fights, Muay Thai as well. I got the East-West Muay Thai event that was going on just before Christmas, and all the judges were like, oh, where do you train out of? I'm like, Kalsamrit, and they were like, oh, a bunch of killers down on those mats. So obviously that's in large part due to, I think, our members under 18, because our kids represent us well. So congratulations to you both on that. So first, the question will be to Logan. How long have you been training? You're 14 now. When did you start?
I think I was about 10.
10. So only 4
11.
years.
Yeah.
And you've gone this far in 4 years. When did Crew B decide to like pick you out of the group kind of and say like, you know what, I think you got some promise. Let's get you. Was it early on in your training?
I think it might have been after like a 6 months to a year maybe or something like that. And you were just taking the regular kids classes, and Crew B kind of saw you and said, you know what, you can kind of, yeah? Yeah.
And then you had your first fight. How long into your training?
About maybe a year and a half.
Year and a half?
Something like that.
Right on. And then you've had that many fights since then. So you've been very active in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
That's very cool, very cool. Now, Riley, yourself, how long have you been training? Because I know you've been doing it quite a while, right?
Yeah, so I've been training since I was 7, so we're going on 11 years here.
Wow. 11 years. Okay, so 50 fights. That's still like 5 fights a year. That is marvelous. So when did you start to think that you could compete? Like so you're like 11 years old, you hit the mats. How long was it until you were like, I could maybe fight?
I think I started competing when I was 11, and then, I just loved it since then, so I just kept going. And then some years I have more fights than others, and yeah.
And so you're 11 years old, you're on the mats, you get picked out, and you're going to fight. And I want to know from you too in a second, Logan, what was that feeling for your first fight when you got in the ring? What was the feeling?
Pure excitement.
Excitement?
Yeah.
Really? You were actually excited? I'll be honest, I've only had the one house fight. My butthole was puckered up like you wouldn't believe, man. I was scared, so good on you. How about you, Logan? What was your feeling?
I was kind of nervous and kind of excited too at the same time. It's kind of both that.
Yeah, but the butterflies, the one thing I've learned when I played football as well is after that first hit, right, the butterflies kind of go away and you just go about doing what you're doing, right? So what kind of, by the way, people can't see you nod, so you definitely have to answer me in the affirmative or the negative if you wish. So maybe for some of the parents that are watching these Tiny Tigers classes and some of the 8 to 12-year-olds and stuff that are coming in the gym, maybe the kids gotten up to their gold shorts or whatever, what can they do if they want to join the fight team? Riley first.
To be honest, just extra work. Inside and outside of class, like paying attention in class, working hard in class, not just going through the motions. And then after, doing your sit-ups, push-ups, chin-ups, everything that people don't see is what matters. And
how about you, Logan? What advice would you give?
Pretty much the same. Like, that's what I did when I just worked hard in class, didn't talk, listened to everything, and eventually just chose.
Right
so walk me through, Riley, because I see what happens all the time, and I see all the extra stuff. But all the stuff that, like we had a class. Let's go back to last night, for example. So we have a class, 7:30 to 8:30. Matt Embry's teaching. Everybody comes in for that 1 hour, and they see what happens in that class, and then they're gone. But what is it that all these members aren't seeing, all the extra stuff that you're doing after the class, before the class, in the morning, all the stuff that I know that you're doing that the members might not see? Like, walking through a little routine of like all that extra stuff that you're talking about. Like, what kind of runs are you doing? What kind of neck workouts are you doing? What is all that extra stuff that you're doing that I know you're doing that the members want to kind of like be included in on?
So like once I'm in a fight camp, every morning I wake up at like 6 and I go and run 10 kilometers, come home, make breakfast, go to school.
And I'm sure that breakfast isn't Captain Crunch.
No, it's usually just 2 eggs, something simple like that, and get the protein. And then, come home from school, rest a little bit, and then come to the gym, train for 3 hours. And then after that's done, you do your push-ups, your sit-ups, stuff to make you stronger and just better.
And it's kind of a step-by-step thing, though, right? That's one thing I think people need to remember, too, is you don't just wake up one morning and you're able to do 100 push-ups at once, right? So when you started, what are you doing? You're doing 10 push-ups, maybe 4 sets of 10 push-ups, so you get to 40, and then eventually you can do 4 sets or 5 sets of 20 push-ups, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's all about progression. If you just set for 100 and you stay at 100, you only get that much better. You got to keep going up in numbers and getting stronger. You stay at 100 every time, you'll just stay at that strength and that little plateau.
For our members that have never taken one of Riley's classes, the first time I took one of Riley's classes, it was a Saturday morning class, and me and a few other old guys are standing around talking, and Riley's like, all right, we're going to warm up. So me and the old guys turn around, we're like, all right, what do you want us to do, coach? All right, 200 teeps and 200 knees. And we were like, what? And he's like, I do more than that. And I was like, well, that is why you're a champ, and I'm here drinking beer interviewing you. So how about you, Logan? What is it that you do, kind of like some of that extra stuff that people don't see? Because you got to remember, some of not just the parents, but there's also some of the kids that are in the early teens and stuff listening to this. What can they do outside of the gym to get better?
Yeah, just do the extra work. Like, normally for me, I wake up because I wake up really early for my bus and stuff like that. When I get home, I run, and then...
So how far would you run on a... Like, let's say you're in a fight camp.
Oh, probably 10K.
10K?
Yeah.
And what do you do 10K in? How long is it? Do you like set a time and try to beat it, or?
No, I don't really have a time. I just run, and then whenever it says 10K, I just go. Then I up the speed every single time.
Yeah?
I go.
So you just try to keep that pace going to where you're like, are you exhausted after 10K? Well, not exhausted, often. But you're tired, right?
Yeah, and then I do a lot of hill sprints because we got good hills by my place.
Oh,
lots
okay,
of
right
those.
Because I've seen you fight team guys on the Facebook feed every now and then. You guys do those crazy stairs on the ravine. I don't know what kind of savage coach you have there. That's called child abuse in my books. But Riley, do you have a 10-kilometer time?
Just over 40 minutes, I think it was.
Man, you kill me. Just kill me. I mean, I just started doing road work because I've been doing some personals with Bubba. And Bubs was like, you got to get your cardio better, man. You got to start running. So I do like 5 clicks, okay? And Bubba kept trying to tell me, okay, well, what you need to do, because I'm really bad at recovering while I'm moving as well. Horrible at it. And so he was like, you should, like, sprint from one light post to a next, and then jog again, and then find another. Once you recover, another light post. I tried like 2.5 kilometers. I actually had to start walking for a bit when I did that at first. So the fact that you can do 10 kilometers in just under 40 minutes is like, when I look at what I do 5 kilometers in, it's just mind blowing. But there you go. If any of you are listening, parents or kids, like it. I guess if you're going to be an athlete, and I imagine it doesn't matter what sport you're in, you've always got to do what your opponent isn't willing to do, because at your level, what you guys are fighting at, the difference in talent is probably very minuscule, right?
Yeah, even just the mental of knowing you're doing more than the other guy just helps you when you get in the ring, or even vice versa, playing baseball, soccer. You just know you're better, faster, stronger.
Excellent. So what do your girlfriends think about this fight game business? Silence.
We'll start with
absolute silence. What about you, Riley? What's your girlfriend think?
Not much. Supportive.
Yeah? That's pretty awesome. How about you, Logan?
I don't have one.
You don't mess around with that stuff right now. Let me tell you, girls are icky. Lots of cooties there, man. All right, so how about you first for this question, Logan? What are the end goals that you have? And maybe so how about this? I want 2 end goals. A life end goal as to maybe what you'd like to do for in school or for work later on, but also your end goal for the fight game.
For school, I'm not really sure what I want to do yet.
Because at 14, you're in grade 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's fair enough.
Yeah. For fighting, I'd probably like to either go pro, or even 2020 Olympics comes up. Like to go to that, maybe. That'd
be pretty boss.
Yeah.
That'd be super boss, man. And it's funny, man. Muay Thai, it's really, I find it's coming on in popularity. More and more people are watching it. More and more people are taking it, which means more and more people are understanding it. And it's something that I will be honest with you guys as well. When I came to this gym, I didn't understand Muay Thai at all. I came to this gym for boxing. That's what I came to this gym for. And I started taking the Muay Thai classes and started realizing that throwing kicks and teeps and stuff is even more fun than punching people. So how about you, Riley? You're what, in grade 12?
Yeah, so I'm doing my last year. Okay. I'm going to take a year off, train, fight. I think I'm going to go back to Thailand, stay there for at least a month. Yeah. Train, fight, just like live like the Thais. And then hopefully one day to go pro, maybe go to a one championship or something like that.
Nice. And there's all like glory would possibly be a possibility as well. Yeah, glory too. Right on. So when you go to Thailand, would you be staying in like Chiang Rai with Jovan, or where do you train when you go to Thailand?
I've been to Thailand a couple times. I train at a couple different gyms, but usually I go to the Kalsamrit there and just live in the gym, train there.
Wait a second. Hang on here. Rewind. There's a Kalsamrit in Thailand?
We are affiliated with Madame's gym, Kalsamrit. So when we originally first started way back in the day, this must have been like 2007, when me and my brother were fighting and training over there. That's the gym we were training out of. And I think in 2010, my brother ended up winning the Best Foreign Fighter Award in Thailand. And our whole plan was to go there, train, get all that experience as we were currently training, but to come back and open a gym. And we asked Madame if we could kind of use that name and use our name with that name over here. And that's what we did. And here's Kalsamrit.
Oh, so Cal as in Kalijundic.
Yeah. Oh, correct. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
I learned something new today.
So here we are. Fantastic. So yeah, me and Riley spent a couple weeks there together, 2 weeks together training, me and Riley, and it was literally like when we say eat, sleep, train, that's what we did. We were like, we were up training 3 hours, quick little bite to eat in bed, and then do it all over again at 3 o'clock. And it's literally, you don't have any time or energy to do anything else.
Yeah. So napping is important. Right?
That's 100%. And that's like a question I have for both these guys is, like you've been doing this now for 11 years and Logan 3. And like I've experienced it and I see a lot of other fighters experience it. But how do you deal with those days? Because I was reading, this comes from Bill Boland's Instagram post that he put up today. And it was when he fought John Dodson. And he's like, sometimes what separates the real professionals and the winners from everybody else is, dragging your ass into the gym when you don't want to be there. How do you guys overcome that? And are there days where you're just like, oh man, I really don't want to train, I don't want to get up, I'd rather just lay in bed and play video games? How do you overcome that? And do you guys believe that that's what separates the winners from the losers?
For sure. I know at the end of the day, it's just gotta get done. I wake up and it's 6 and I just want to go back to bed, set an alarm for another 5 minutes, and then I roll out of bed and I just gotta go. If you don't, that's what you're gonna lose. And yeah,
I think too, like as a fighter, and that's why I see it in these guys. If they put in that work, when they look across from their opponent come game time, they know they're ready to go. And you don't ever want to second guess yourself not training enough. You want to have done everything you can, and that's what separates the winners from the losers, 100%.
Now, Logan, out of all the people that you meet, how many of them look at you and be like, dude, you talk way too much? And I get a smile. Once again, remember, they cannot see you. I'm not Joe Rogan. I don't have the money to be putting on like video cameras. I don't have a Jamie here. We got to talk. So I'm going to ask the question to you then first, Logan. Who's your favorite fighter?
Oh, geez.
Actually, 2 questions. Your favorite like pro fighter that's out there doing the thing in the professional game, and who's your favorite fighter in this gym?
It's a hard one. There's a lot of good fighters out there. I can't really choose like a favorite fighter because there's so many good fighters. You've seen like big ones out there like Sanchai and a few others.
What about at the gym? Who's your favorite fighter at the gym? Don't worry, you won't hurt anybody's feelings.
Gonna have to say probably Riley, because it's the clinch. Like, he's really good in the clinch, dumps me all the time. It just helps me with the clinch.
But what's great about that is you're able to learn from him, right?
Yeah, he, like, when I didn't know any clinch or anything like that, he taught me most of it, and then I just got better and better, and then started to win my fights with all the clinch, and just gets better and better every day.
So what made you, Riley, decide to take him under your wing kind of idea and show him these kind of things?
Just the dedication he's shown. Just being in the gym, training with me, being my training partner there every day. No matter what, he was there. And yeah, if he was there, you just learn, and we learn off each other. Like, as much as I taught him, he taught me what mistakes I was making.
Now, I got to ask, because I held pads for Riley the other week, and my arms hurt afterwards from taking his kicks. Did you spar this maniac?
Yeah, I've sparred him a few times.
Do you protect yourself at all times?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I bet you do. Now, Riley, how about you? Your favorite fighter outside of the gym and your favorite fighter inside of our gym?
Favorite fighter outside of gym? That's a tough one. There's a couple I've been watching in one championship. There's Rodatang versus Jonathan Haggerty. That's one that you'll want to watch. One of those guys has got to be one of my favorites. They're just super slick.
And how about inside our gym? Who's your favorite fighter in here?
I'd probably have to say Peyton. It's very entertaining to watch.
I like the way Peyton ragdolls guys in the clinch. Remember, not last fight, but the other rec fight, that when he actually like picked the kid up and just like dumped him on his head. Yeah. Man, that was awesome. And like it's funny because he's like the nicest kid in the world. But then he gets in. It's actually a lot like you guys. It must be a theme in our gym because you guys are all great kids. But as soon as you get in the ring, that's all business. So maybe you guys. This question just came to me because maybe you guys can help me out. Like, I'm really good at punching the heavy bag hard, and I'm really good at punching like when a guy's holding pads hard. How do you do that sparring and like not feel bad about hitting the guy? I'm not joking either. Like this is my issue with sparring is I feel
there's a time
I hit a guy, I apologize.
There's a time and a place to hit hard, and you know that you're not only you're hitting them hard, you're making them tougher and better when you are. Okay. So like, if I'm sparring Logan and I get told to turn it up, not only am I learning how to hit somebody, he's learning how to get hit. So when he goes up in the ring, he's not surprised when he gets cracked with a shot. Okay.
And is that the same kind of for you, Logan? You when you get in the ring, you can just turn that switch?
Yeah, because he just tells me I'm 14 and the guys I'm going training with is like 17 and above and stuff like that. So it took a while to like get used to it because I don't know, it's like that.
Now, how much confidence does it give a guy like you? You're 14 years old. And, okay, I'm 42, and I outweigh Riley by 50 pounds at least, and I don't ever want to get in the ring with him. And you do at 14 and underweighed by him. So does that give you a lot of confidence when you go into other gyms and you go to fight or you go to spar at other places that, hey, man, I can hold my own against the Riley Foden? Like, that give you confidence?
Yeah, it gives pretty good confidence knowing, like, he's been, like he said, like 10 IFMAs. Again, just like sparring with him and moving around with him is just accomplishment, I guess.
And then obviously you learn a few tricks as well that I'm sure you get to turn loose on other unsuspecting fools who are stupid enough to get in the ring with you as well, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm the one disparaging your competition. That's all right. You guys can stand in front of me and you guys can fight the people that I make angry. All right, this is a good question Crew B came up with. Let's start with Logan, because he talks so much. I got to get you out of the way so we can finally hear from Riley. What fight would you like to have back, bud? Out of all the fights in your career?
Definitely this guy named Callum. I had it just after the IFMA at Nationals, and it was a good fight, but I wasn't at the top of my game. I really want it back now.
Now, do you feel that you got screwed on the cards, or do you feel that he won fair and square and that you'd like the rematch to show him?
It was pretty... Well, I don't know if it was pretty close, but like... I think he definitely won, but I don't think I was at the top of my game, and I just really want that fight back and train even harder for the next time.
I got to tell you, too, your old man, when he came in here and he saw Crew B right in that back, he goes, I know that right away. It was his fight at the Nationals. That's awesome. And, you know, actually, and before I get you guys to answer this question, before I get you to answer the question, Riley, parental support, okay? How important is it to have mom and dad back there in your corner?
Extremely. My parents are supportive 100%, but they don't force me to go to the gym. It should be their kid's choice to go to the gym, and I can't stress that enough. If a kid's heart's not in it, they're not going to perform. But my parents support me no matter what.
That's excellent. How about you, Logan?
Yeah, they support me really good because I live quite a ways away, and my dad drives me here all the time. It's like an hour drive, and he drives me here all the time. It's awesome.
Nice. Now, Riley, how about yourself? One out of your 50 fights, what fight would you like to have back?
Probably the recent one against Thailand and Turkey.
Yeah?
Yeah, just because it was really close, and I felt like I could have done a little bit more to win, even though I felt I had the second and third.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? And that really seems to be the ethos when I talk to a lot of martial artists, is that they're willing to recognize that they lost and recognize the things that they could have done to be better if they would have had that fight over again. And it's funny because both you guys came up with that same thing. Neither of you guys were talking smack about your, I whooped his ass, blah, blah. No, you guys said, hey, yourself, Logan, I wasn't at the top of my game, or Riley, I could have done a few things better. And I think actually that leads into your championship mentality, because you're always wanting to be better, right? And I don't think you can be a champ unless you have that kind of attitude, right?
Oh, for sure.
So, okay, one quick question for Riley before we're coming to the end of the podcast, and I actually could talk to these guys for a long time, but I know you guys got to have a photograph because you're superstars and everything. Riley, would you rather have a 1969 Shelby Cobra or a 1972 Fastback Mach 1?
I have to go with the Cobra.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, man. To me, it's funny. I just thought about it, but my old man's my old man's friend, he's got a 1972 Fastback. That thing will lay rubber in all four gears. That thing is sweet. He even has to put lead additive in his fuel because it's all original.
Yeah.
That thing's never seen a drop of rain. He's had that car since he was 16 years old, and he's 69 now.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
Pretty cool. But yeah, the Shelby Cobra, you can't really go wrong either.
Well, my dad's got the 70, so like...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's got a 70 Fastback, so...
Beauty.
Get a little bit of different.
Yeah, that's right. You got to get something a little different in the family.
Yeah.
Whenever I see a Mustang parked out in the parking lot, I'm like, oh, there's one of the fighting Fodens. All right, so you guys are always looking for sponsors. So I'm giving a shout out right now to anybody that's listening. These kids dedicate, and I've seen it in the gym a lot. I know Crew B's seen it in the gym, how much you guys dedicate yourselves to this sport, but also how much it costs to go somewhere like Thailand just to get a plane ticket, much less feed yourself and house yourself while you're there. So if anybody out there is listening that would like to sponsor these two fine gentlemen in their pursuit of what could possibly be Olympic gold, please get in contact with Crew B, and I'm sure Crew B can direct you into how best your support could support these two guys.
You know what? Follow these guys on Facebook. They both got Facebook pages. You can add Logan. You can follow Riley War Machine Foden on Facebook. Like Riley said it earlier, everybody in this gym is a family. They're always helping the younger generation. Like even when like Riley said, when he's in full out training camp, he's taking Logan under his wing. He's taking some other kids under the wing, and that's what our gym's all about. Everybody's always willing to help everybody else out, and these guys are in the gym 7 days a week. They might not talk much, but when you see them in the ring and in action and training, they are like non-stop busy and always looking for help to kind of go to that next level. So add them on Facebook, and whenever they're looking for sponsors, reach out or hit me up if you guys want to get behind them and help take them to the next level.
And once again, speaking of sponsors, we definitely have to thank Keith White Photography for sponsoring this podcast. I'm sorry that it went long, but these two gentlemen wouldn't shut up. And so I've got to cut it short, unfortunately. So you guys be quiet. Don't say anything else. This has been the Kalsamrit Podcast. Good night now.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. I love you guys.